Magandang araw na naman po sa inyong lahat. Ipaumanhin ninyo 'no, yung mga naka-attend sa ating live kanina sa YouTube. Natapos natin ang ating discussion, no, reaction and opinion to the latest announcement of Canada on immigration and labor na ginawa kahapon. Subalit nung aking pindutin ay nawala ang video. It's very unfortunate that we are really very illiterate. We live in a Jurassic generation when it comes to technology. So nawala yung video, so I am forced to do it again. No? But anyway, itong ating video ngayon ay patungkol sa inanunsyo ng Canada kahapon sa press conference ng Immigration Minister ng Canada at ang Labor Minister. Sa mga nakalipas na mga araw or buwan, ating nakikita na nagkaroon ng maraming pagbabago at mga announcement sa mga pagbabago sa usaping Immigration Canada. At nagtulungan ngayon ang Immigration Canada at Labor Ministry upang i-align, no, ang mga programa nito para po masolusyonan yung problema, no, na nakikita nila sa overheating and overpopulating with the Canadian labor market with foreign workers, which has consequently caused problem in housing shortages, labor market pressure, and also the proliferation of immigration fraud. No, so Canada has to come up with a damage control that will somehow immediately caution the effect of immigration, overpopulating Canada with temporary foreign workers and also international students, and to come up with some programs and actions in a long-term basis, no, or approach to be integrated in the 2025 to 2027 immigration plan, no, immigration target, no. So dito sa announcement kahapon, no, pag-usapan natin ngayon ang epekto nito sa international student, number one. Yung ito ba ay epekto nito sa mga temporary foreign workers, at ito ba ay nakaka-apekto din sa ating mga kapatid na caregivers, no? Yung mga babalak na pupunta dito sa Canada bilang caregivers, at yung mga nandito na sa Canada bilang work permit holder na gustong mag-convert to as caregiver, and also yung mga caregiver na nag-expire ang kanilang mga work permit and need to have to undergo again labor market impact assessment and work permit. So unahin natin sa student, no. It was announced that Canada will reduce, no, the cap for students from the 2024 485,000 to 237,000 in 2025. So binabaan nila, no. Again, because they believe that itong mga international students contributed also to the problem of housing crisis, no, or housing shortage. And also, itong mga international student will consequently avail or become a work permit holder uh, by virtue of the postgraduate work permit. And Canada figured out that itong ating mga international student that will eventually convert or convert into work permit holder, PGWP, constitute 50%, kalahati ng population ng mga temporary foreign workers. It's a huge number. So that is why they have to reduce the number, no? And sa mga student din, no, na mag-a-apply ng postgraduate work permit, no, and this is part of the integration factor, no, na sabi ng minister that it would the chances for an English proficient international student in integrating into the Canadian society is greater or higher if it has it will have a English proficiency. So kailangan na pong kukuha ng language exam, no? After November 1, yung mag-a-apply ng postgraduate work permit. Now, level 7 or band 7 for university graduate and band 5 for college graduate, no? So that is an additional um, thing, no, na pagdadaanan ng ating mga international student that will convert into postgraduate work permit. Now, um, yung mga naman, yung mga spouse ng mga international student, uh, only spouses international student who are enrolled in master's, doctoral, and professional degree are allowed to take to apply for open work permit if the program taken by the student is not less than 16 months, no? Or yeah, not less than 16 months. Dati kasi pag kukuha ka ng doctoral degree or master's degree, kahit 1 year ang iyong program, the spouse are entitled to open work permit. But now, they have lengthened the duration of the program into 16 months, no longer 1 year. No? Now, sa mga naman, sa mga temporary foreign workers, no, who happen to have the privilege of um, having their spouses work, no? Ngayon, ang mga spouses ay they're only allowed to work, no, in positions in managerial and professional jobs, no? And of course, in jobs where there is uh, foreign temporary foreign work program, no? So medyo it's already restricted, no? Again, I think that this is also aligned to their objective of addressing fraud, no? Because the entry level jobs, ito po yung exposed sa mga fraudulent activities, no? Ito yung mga dito po yung mga binebenta ng mga lamia, no? There's a proliferation of lamia black market, and Canada wants to address this one. So this is part of their approach, no, in solving that problem. No? So work permit for spouses of temporary foreign workers will be limited to managerial high demand sectors or high demand sectors. No, so in other words, while they address the problem of fraud, they also make sure that the spouses can will occupy on jobs or positions that really will contribute to the labor market. No, now itong mga caregivers natin, no, there's marami pa rin ang nag-aalala, no? So ang tanong, apektado po ba ang mga caregivers dito, no, sa mga developments na ito, no? Um Anyway, I would say that to a certain extent, medyo ako'y nag-aalala, but on the other hand, I still have the confidence that the caregivers will be spared, no, to all this what adverse development, no, sa ating Immigration Canada. Now, for we all know na there is an upcoming program for caregivers na hanggang ngayon hindi pa po lumabas, and it is called the Enhanced Caregiver Pilot, no? And in retrospect, again, ito po ay matagal nating pinaglaban, no? We have sent several petitions and appeal to different immigration ministers requesting them or appealing and petitioning them to remove all unreasonable um, itong mga hindrance, no, and unachievable, unrealistic eligibility requirement for caregivers, at naipanalo natin yung ating laban, pinagbigyan tayo, kaya lumabas itong Enhanced Caregiver Pilot Program. Now, however, I still have a pending petition doon sa IRCC, which contains a request to harmonize and to rationalize this program, uh, because it appears na masyadong na-discriminate, no, yung mga inside Canada caregivers na kung sino ang talagang lumaban dito at karapat-dapat na makinabang sa bagong program, at mayroon pong discrimination because the lowered eligibility requirement were not made applicable to them. So, pending yan, pinaglaban na, pinetition natin yan, and we requested Immigration Canada to hold in abeyance the release of this program until this will be fixed, no? At rationalize itong um, discrepancy na ito, no? So, again, will the caregivers be affected with this development? With the upcoming enhanced caregiver pilot, there are two, um, sabihin na natin, use the word sectors or group, no, group. The first one is caregivers that are applying from outside Canada. These caregivers are not affected, no, uh, because under the enhanced caregiver pilot, these caregivers are landed permanent resident in Canada, including their spouses, no, and dependents. So, in other words, as a permanent resident, they will not be affected, and they are not affected by the restrictions, because as permanent residents, they enjoy all the rights and privileges of a citizen, except the right to vote and the right to run for a public office. All the rest, they enjoyed privileges and protection. Now, that is if, and I pray, and I hope, and I'm sure, and confident that this will not happen. What is that? That babaguhin na naman ng Canada yung program na yan. I really hope that will not happen, and I don't see any reason that they will do that. But kasi dito sa Canada, ang changes uh, is a normal thing, no? The only thing that is constant here is changes, no? So, if Canada will stand firm and keep that previously announced features of that program as is, then we will not be having problem, no, sa mga outside Canada applicants. Now, itong mga nasa inside Canada caregivers and inside Canada caregiver applicants, they are still considered temporary foreign workers, especially itong mag-a-apply pa lang ng caregiver, work permit holder dito. So there's a difference. Outside Canada, they are landed PR. But inside Canada, they have to undergo what a temporary foreign worker have to undergo or to go through. And that is to apply for labor market impact assessment and to apply for work permit. No? Now, um, it has been my position and my stand that the caregivers in the labor market impact assessment application should be spared from the restrictions and should be are not affected. Why? In labor market impact assessment application, there are three streams. One is the high wage, which is not affected. Second is the low wage, which is now the subject of frozen. No, the applications for low wage stream jobs is not processed, not accepted. No, close. So, and then the third stream is the caregiver stream. So the caregivers have a separate stream in the labor market impact assessment process. So, because of that, I believe and I see no reason why caregivers should be LAMI application for of caregivers should be refused because it has its own separate streams. However, with the latest what we call this developed impression, no, sa mga temporary foreign workers, um, I am afraid that the processing officers will look at caregivers in a different way, no? And I hope it will not happen that the processing officers will have that prejudicial impression or attitude towards caregivers and to associate caregivers with the low wage stream, which will affect to the refusal of the applications. No, I hope that will not happen because there were experiences in the past. Yung if you remember, nagkaroon ng expanded open work permit, no, program na kung saan yung mga tier up to tier 4 worker can have their spouses apply for an open work permit. And dahil ang caregiver at tier 4, nag-applyan yung mga caregiver and there were massive and countless refusal. When, as I have said, under the third stream of labor market impact assessment, they are not considered low wage. No? They have a different stream. And I hope, continue to hope that that will be the case. No? And so, in other words, it is the Inside Canada caregivers that I am worried. No? But again, at the risk of being repetitious, I say that uh, caregivers have a different stream, no, and should not be affected. Number one, and that's the first reason. Number two, caregiver does not somehow really affect the labor market of Canada because caregiving jobs uh, are not competitive in terms of the Canadian citizens and the permanent resident, 'di ba? Mostly uh, in I don't see any reason why it should be treated like a threat in the labor market and a competition to to citizens and permanent resident. Dahil ang nag-a-apply lang din naman ng caregivers are mga foreign workers, no? Mga nasa labas. And third, caregiver program is is special program. Sabi nga ng Latin, sui generis, no? It is a one of its kind. So that because of that, Canada has developed a program specifically for caregiver, and as a matter of fact, it provides caregiver for a permanent resident pathway. So it's a program uh, uh, that is special and that stands alone for itself and should not be affected, no, with the latest trend of uh, changes and adjustment because of the effect of certain program to Canadian labor market or labor market pressure, no, right? So that is insofar as the caregivers are concerned. Now, what is the effect of this announcement to the to Immigration Canada? Of course, they say that immigration Canadian immigration policies and programs and labor, for that matter, which has to work hand in hand so that immigration program is consistent with the labor market demand. No, are like is like an accordion, no? Nag-i-expand, nagko-constrict, no? Depending on the needs, no? In the Canadian labor market, no? Now, however, with this development, especially the limitations, no, ng mga spouses to be with the other spouse who are either students, international students, or temporary foreign workers, uh, na medyo mahirap na at as a matter of fact sa international student hindi na po pwede dalhin yung mga spouses at yung sa temporary foreign worker it is almost impossible. It's very difficult to bring their spouses with them because of the limited work opportunity. Then this will cause discouragement, no, sa mga foreign workers who would consequently consider other countries, no, and this will in a way, cause brain drain, no? Ang makinabang nito ang other countries like Australia and, to develop an immigration program which is more lenient, open, and because of that, Canada will lose its dominance in the global talent stream, no? Global talent competition, no? Magkaroon ng brain drain. Now, because dahil yung mga kababayan natin na gustong pupunta dito sa Canada, hindi lang naman para sa sarili, kundi talagang para sa pamilya, no? And because of this new changes that affects family reunification as well, you know, other countries will, makinabang, no? There will be an overflow to benefit other countries. So I hope and we will watch for further developments. What else? I hope I have not forgotten anything. Well, uh, as I have said, Canada is continuously fixing its immigration policies, programs, no, and rules uh, to cope up or to address, no, this socioeconomic problem, no, that is caused by its well, if I may say, uh, itong not so well managed, no, immigration programs before that has caused overheating and thereby causing problems in Canadian housing crisis, social services, and even causing immigration fraud. I have always been discussing this before, even in front of Minister Miller, and I said, and former Immigration Minister Amin Hussein, that every amazing program that you release also correspondingly increase the number of fraud, no, in the immigration community. So that's it, and we will continue to update you, and we will continue to engage with you on uh, whatever developments that will come up with respect to Canadian immigration programs and policies. That's please share this video and continue following our uh, YouTube channel and my Facebook page, my Facebook account, Alan Ralph Z. Paza. Right? God bless us all and thank you for watching.